Hello everybody, I am NicoD. So 22 years ago I was working as a programmer in Flanders Language Valley in Belgium in Ipper. I worked there for a company called CELI, Center for Evolutionary Language Engineering, and the goal of that company was to create a language model that could understand language and could interact with it. So CELI was working on the base of neural networks, so they were still trying to find out what was the best way to use neural networks to understand language. We had a very special computer for this, the CamBrain. This was a neural network computer, so like you have an NPU right now in your mobile phone. But that NPU is much more powerful than that computer of 20 years ago. I remember that computer costed $1 million. It didn't come with a display or with a keyboard or mouse. And there were only 3 of them in the world. So my job was just to debug the computer and also to write programs to input data into neural networks. So these days, what the company CELI tried to do 20 years ago is now a piece of cake. So we now have ChatGPT. And with that you can have a conversation and it is quite intelligent. So in this video I'm going to show you one of my conversations I had with ChatGPT. So to open ChatGPT I just go to Google and there I type ChatGPT. So everybody can use this. It is very simple. So try ChatGPT. And here I can start asking questions. So the first thing I'm gonna do is ask, who am I? Hello, my name is NicoD. Do you know who I am? Because the last time I told it who I was and it could remember it as long as the chat was open, but when you close the chat it will forget everything that you have told it. So no, it doesn't know who I am. I am an AI language model created by OpenAI. So I tell it who I am. So I am NicoD from NicoD's SBCs, a YouTube channel where I review ARM single board computers and Linux. I also make travel videos. So now it knows who I am. Nice to meet you, NicoD. It sounds like you have a lot of interesting content on your YouTube channel. Keep up the good work and keep sharing your knowledge and experience with your viewers. Thank you. So actually you have to say good or bad, but I forgot to do that in here. So that's how it learns, by people saying, yes, I like this answer, I do not like this answer. So I asked it, could you give me 10 ideas for new YouTube videos? So comparisons of different single board computers for different use cases, a hands-on review of the latest and greatest SBCs on the market, a series of tutorials on setting up Raspberry Pi for different projects, a video showcasing how to build a do-it-yourself home automation system using SBC, a travel vlog video, so it does know I also make travel videos, so it puts in one travel video, an in-depth review of popular Linux distributions showing how it works and why it's worth using, a video about the benefits of using Linux for everyday computing, a series of tutorials on using the command line interface on Linux systems, a video about how to use SBC for retro gaming, a video exploring the use of SBCs in robotics including some demonstrations and tutorials. So I've done all of them except the last one. So that's a good idea. Well, I've done that with Arduino, but never done it with SBC. So that are good ideas. But I've already done them. And here I'm trying to trick it. So I'm saying except the last. So I guess it will know what the last is, but I don't want to say what it's about. Could you give me more info about this topic? So of course it knows it is about the last topic about robotics. So it knows. And it gives very good information. As you can see here, it is not bad information. So it is built on information of 2021, so it doesn't know all the latest and greatest. So for example, if I ask it to do something about the RK3588, it will just do something because it doesn't know the RK3588 boards. So here I am asking, is it better to use an SBC than to use a microcontroller for this? So here it gives me a complete explanation on why to use microcontroller or why to use an SBC. It gives me computing power for SBC's operating system, connectivity, the cost, so microcontrollers are good, power consumption, for that microcontrollers are good. So this is a really good text. This really makes sense. Yeah. So now I ask it to explain what a neural network is. The last time I asked it, it gave me a better answer than this time. It took a while before it got its answer. So here it comes. A neural network is type of a machine learning model inspired by the structure and function of the human brain. It is composed of interconnected processing nodes called artificial neurons, which are organized into layers. The neurons in each layer are connected to the neurons in the next layer through pathways called edges or connections. Each connection has a weight associated with it, which determines the strength of the connection between the two neurons. The inputs to the network are passed through the connections and processed by the neurons, producing an output. The neural network is trained using a set of labeled examples in which the inputs and desired outputs are known. The weights of the connections are adjusted to minimize the error between the prediction outputs and the actual outputs. The process is repeated for many examples in the training set until the error is minimized to a satisfactory level. Once the neural network is trained, it can be used to make predictions for new, unseen data. The inputs are passed through the network, producing an output that presents the prediction made by the model. Neural networks can be used for a wide range of tasks, including image recognition, natural language processing, and playing games. And suddenly it errored out. So this can happen too. Sometimes it errors out and now it just doesn't know what it's doing. So it is correct in what it says. So a neural network has neurons, so different layers of neurons that all make decisions, all make small decisions, and in the end come to a conclusion. They have different answers, but they give more weight to answers that sound more valid. And it is trained on a lot of data. So the difference between a neural network and a normal program is a neural network can make decisions of its own that is not pre-programmed, while a normal program only does what is pre-programmed. So I ask it, are you a neural network? Yes, I am a type of neural network, known as a transformer-based language model. I was developed by OpenAI and trained on a massive dataset of text from the internet. Now I was wondering if it was running on CPU, GPU or NPU. And it says I run on a combination of GPUs and TPUs, so tensor processing units. It's the same as an NPU, I think. So that's interesting. So this is something that I've tried. So I say it go, and it says I don't know what to do, but this is something I tried before. So now I say it. If I say go, you say I'm already everywhere. Just trying to learn its tricks. So it is thinking, what should I have to do with that? It says I'm already everywhere. No, not yet, not yet. So ask it another question, Nico. What should I ask? What is your name? So I am an AI language model. It says that way too much. I am an AI language model. I already knew. So the answer is OpenAI's GPT-3 models. It is based on GPT-3, but it is chat based on the GPT-3 model. Yeah. So now I say go. Did it learn the trick? I'm already everywhere. So I can learn it tricks like I learn a dog a trick. So yeah, ChatGPT is pretty impressive. I like it a lot. It is fun to play with. But this is actually a very simple neural network for these days. These days neural networks can do way more. They can make videos and images, so that is really impressive. So a language AI model is simple, but it does show how far we have gotten. 20 years ago this was out of the picture. We still had to learn it to know what a word was. So we were using book titles and we were trying for it to generate new book titles. And if you see how far it has gotten from book titles to being able to do whatever you want, so you give it a task and it can perform that task. It is limited, so for example, if you ask it things that are medical related, it will say, go to a doctor, don't ask it to me. That is good. For political things, it will also try to be, how you say, not provocative. Yeah, I think that's the English word for that. So, yeah, so it is actually programmed to not do certain stuff. But knowing humans, it is better this way. I was trying to make it say my name to everybody who uses ChatGPT, and luckily it doesn't do that. So that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. See you all later. Bye.